Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This will be my continuing playthrough of Airborne to Victory by GMT Games, which is the Operation Market Garden, and we're about to do the 19 p.m. turn. So 19th of September p.m. afternoon turn. And this should be dropped on the 19th afternoon to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Operation Market Garden. I hope, as I said, you're doing exceedingly well and you're enjoying what I'm doing on this channel. If you could reflect that with your likes and subscribes if you haven't subscribed already and you do like what I do, and any comments are always much appreciated. But let's go down to the map and see what's going on. Brief recap. So Guards Armour Division is hurtling up the road, the highway to hell. Along here, it's engaged at Veghel. We're trying to secure the bridge there, supported by the 101 Division. Eindhoven was taken and relieved a few, I think it was last turn, maybe in the turn before. Okay, the Germans are starting to form a defensive line in front of this very important crossing here at Grave, which the Airborne didn't manage to seize on the opening turn. And otherwise, the 82nd Airborne have secured the Nijmegen Bridge, but it's going to be the struggle for this one, which could actually be the deciding part of the campaign. And then 101, First Airborne holding up. They're on this side of the bridge here, but they are being swarmed by SS troops, but they are managed to have a perimeter in and around their drop zone. How long that will last, I don't know. We'll have to see how many more Germans actually arrive in the vicinity. There's been quite a few artillery shots into this area, not really working or achieved anything as yet. Okay, so that's the situation. We'll say that everything's got markers from the AM turn. I will now clean up the board for the PM turn. Okay, so it's on the supply determination phase. I'm a little bit, most of the units are in supply. Okay, we still have the First Airborne that are definitely not within, can't get supply from their DC. They've got to be within 10 hexes, but they're a little bit surrounded, so they're not getting supply. Virtually everything else is. This Airborne is beyond his 10 hexes from the 82nd DZ, so he's out of supply, but he's there just to hold the road. Now, a questionable one is here. Okay, so these guys are in supply because they're in a city. That's part of the German supply conditions. We've got a fatigued unit there, but these ones, now, they got to trace supply back to this road. However, in the errata and questions and frequently asked questions, it does say, can an engineer unit supply units across the canal? The answer is yes, but no more definition than that. How many units can it supply across the canal? How far can they go? I mean, they can't stretch surely all the way back along the road and such forth. There must be a limit on how much this guy can supply across the canal, but it doesn't define that limit. Is it literally the hex just across or beyond? Don't know. Couldn't find anything else regarding that particular question. It's quite relevant for these guys as well, because they've got to be, this road doesn't help. Supply for the Allied units along for Allied non-airborne, it must trace a path of movement points not greater than its movement allowance, free of enemy zones of control or units, to any hex of the main highway traversing the map. As long as the supply path along the highway to the southwest of the unit is free of German units or zone of controls, the Allied unit is in supply. And friendly units negate that. So it's back to the highway. Now, using this road is only one movement point per hex. So why can't supply be traced along this road? Don't know. They define it purely as the highway. So from there, movement point wise, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That unit is technically out of supply. So, whereas the paratrooper, who's within 10 hexes of his DZ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's in supply. So, okay. I'll mark the unit there out of supply. This unit is in supply because he's within 6. But this is the question. The answer in the frequent yes, he can supply, but it doesn't define how many. Or if it's literally just the adjacent hex. So I've kept them in a line there, but I think they're unsupplied. And there it is. You know, can supply be traced over an unbridged river hex? I'm reading that as river and canal through an engineer unit. Yes. What's it supposed to do with that? Can it be a bit more, you know, I know it's a yes or no question, but can a bridge engineer repair a bridge if both, no, both sides of the bridge must be controlled. So I can't build a bridge there, but I can ferry across, but can supply be traced? Now, does that mean, sort of reading into that, is it the 6 movement points again from, so the last controlled hex is there, so then it'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I couldn't sort of like rush it all the way down here. If that's the case, then 1, 2, sorry, from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still out of supply. So I'm going to do it that he can funnel across supply up to back to the 6 movement points, including. So these guys are in supply. Is that incorrect? Don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Because yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. So everybody else then is in supply apart from that dude down there, who can be brought back into supply with some movement. Okay, and that's the supply removed first and final. Done all that, and allocate air points. So the Allies still clear weather, have their 25 air points, and the mighty Luftwaffe have 5 air points. Okay, that will probably change. Well, I say probably. Let's have a look. What does the weather is still clear? Starting on the 18th AM, turn the Allied player rolls a dice and a roll of 8 through 10. The weather is foul. The weather is foul. No air reinforcements are allowed. No air points received by either side during a foul weather day. And the first turn of foul weather triggers a change in terrain and movement effects in the area between Nijmegen and Arnhem. It gets a bit more muddy. Okay, so, but we haven't had any foul weather so far. And that's why I haven't really been attacking with the Germans towards Arnhem, those groups, because the air points just make it prohibitively expensive. Once the foul weather strikes, though, okay, but it hasn't yet. But weather's determined each, stuttering, each AM turn, where we have a strategic interphase, which declares the initiative, roll for weather, and remove fatigue markers. We're in a PM turn. We have done all the prelim stuff. We're into, there's no allied reinforcements on this turn. September, no, the next one's on September 21st for the Allies. So we're straight into the Allied movement phase, and we'll start off round this 30th Corps area. Okay, so we got. Did I forget? Oh, you did. These guys. I just realised I forgot to bring them on. I did bring every other German reinforcement on, didn't I? Yeah. What am I doing? Hold on. Okay, I'm going to treat those as withheld reinforcements. So they can be brought in this turn. So, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that is the slight problem when you play solo. You miss things, you forget things. If we were playing two-player, the German player would definitely, yeah, that doesn't mean that they're coming in there. They're a threat there. Okay, so the Americans have realised now, oh, we've got to do something about that. Darn it. Okay, well, let's do something about that. So these guys are technically there then. Right, okay. So 1, 2, 3. And the Germans, that gets a chance to blow that bridge because it's the first time an Allied unit has been there. The little couple of engineers with a plunger, no. They needed a 1 to 3. So definitely that just went fizz, fizz, and didn't actually blow. So I get to put that marker on there to show that that bridge can't be blown again, unless there's an engineer over there, which I doubt. So yeah, let's put him there. That's where he gets to. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Guarding the northern. There's not much more. Well, I say there's not much more. The engineer here, is he a combat engineer or a bridging engineer? Probably just combat. He's combat. Okay. Because the Allies have already lost an engineering unit. They don't want to lose any more. This guy is a bridging engineer. Okay. So let's bring him 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now we're overstacked. See, that's this problem. There's 3 stacking limit. So he can't be involved in the combat then. Anything with 2 stacking points can. I don't see assault combat being used by yeah, because you're doing different types of combat. I don't see assault combat using anti-tank guns. All right, let's get the fatigue guy out of there because he's contributing nothing. He can't attack. So we've got 3, 4, 5. Let's put is there any more? Well, yeah, he can get involved. Let's make 3, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, yeah, okay. He's still supplying them, so he's not going to jump across. The engineer could ferry a unit across that starts stacked, but it can't be a combat motorized unit. So the artillery is fine. Airborne infantry. Don't think we want to bring any more of those across. Right, so this tank will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Let's completely surround him. This unsupplied unit. Oh, let's move in back into supply status. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's not incorrect either, is it? Half movement rate if you're out of supply. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's just guards apart. I don't think there's any more German reinforcements, but they wouldn't leave it completely unguarded in my mind. So let's get some anti-tank guns there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Some artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's got to be marked with first fire. It moved. Right, I think that's the Allied movement around there. Not actually that much. Right, what to do about... There's not, again, much they can do around here. 1, 2, yeah, 1. That'll do. All right, so some of those have got to be marked with first fire. Those two, if he can go to the top, he's not first fire because again the artillery moved. It's a bit of a stalemate around here, really. Awaiting, yeah, nearly job done. Depends how many German units can get into this area. They brought one unit in, it got blown away by artillery, but that artillery's now moved away, so swings and roundabouts. Okay, what to do here? The Germans are starting to attack these guys rather than these guys to drive and take out the DZ drop zone. But the quality of the German units on the northern flank ain't great. And I don't think they vastly improve either. Looking at the reinforcement schedule, most of the German reinforcements are coming in on the, well, this is where the map's a bit peculiar, isn't it? This is the north. So most of the German reinforcements are coming in from the east. So the Germans up here are really here to keep the Allies cute, you know, not send everything down this way where the Germans are attacking. So can the Allies afford to strip away a unit or two? The answer is generally no. No, they can't. We'll probably get, that's 2, 4. Get an anti-tank unit in there. Because that's where they've been. Yeah, okay, get that into there. That means the ferryway is unguarded, so we can get at least 1 unit to guard the ferryway. We don't want the Germans crossing up behind using the ferry, do we? That's about it. Yeah, there's 1 unit on the DZ. Maybe move the artillery a little bit forward so it can fire into any of those 3 if they get attacked. Right, okay. So that's the movement phase. Next one is the combat declaration phase. Now, well, the airborne aren't attacking. Okay. They don't have the strength to attack. So moving down here, there is really nothing for the Allies to attack either. They've got the ground they need. So we're looking at ostensibly this area. Okay. Where this is going to be attacked by maneuver and assault. These guys are the ones that are going to be assaulting in. But first of all, it's the bombardment phase. Can the Allies weaken that hex to start with? Now, they don't want to use all their air power because if they use all their air power, that will then give the Germans the ability to then launch an attack at the Arnhem Bridge. But we want to get as big a bombardment as we can on there, which is maximum 25. So there's these 2 here, that's 12. So let's mark them now as first fired. The other 2 guns here, they can now final fire. I can't flip the counter, can I? I keep saying that one. Pilot fire. So that's another 12. That's 24. Okay. Plus 1 air point makes 25. So we're on the maximum bombardment table we can get. This is purely for stopping up the hex. Okay. So low is good on this, but they must get, well, effectively they need 5 or less because that terrain's got a defense of 4. And to get a 4 hit, you need 5 or less. 4. So they do cause a step loss with the artillery. Just really mentioned they're identical, so we will flip him. Okay. Good shooting. Right, we now go into the maneuver combat. And I'm going to do that off screen, work out the odds, etc. Right, so I've done all the addings, ups and totings. So the Allies can attack from here, 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 and here. These guys are the ones that are assaulting. So this is a maneuver combat. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm not 100% certain they can attack across this canal as such. It doesn't define that they can't, and it's a maneuver. They definitely can't assault across it, but they're firing is the way I look at it. Each mile, hex is a mile. They could be sitting at the edge of the river and firing in there, hence the maneuver combat. If anyone disagrees with that, let me know in the comments. Okay, so where are we up to? Okay, so we have 67 ground factors going in against 9. So that's definitely 6 to 1, which is the maximum odds. Okay, and then we have a quality. The Allies' average quality is 6, the Germans is 4. So it's 2 difference, which gives 1 column ship. You require 3 difference to get 2. So that, but it doesn't change anything anyway, because the odds are 6 to 1, which is the highest odds anyway. Right. The attack. Fatigue steps. None of the Germans are fatigued, so no there. Attack from 3 or more hexes, the answer is yes. So that gives a -1. Remember, the red dice is negatives, purple dice is positives. No positives so far. Remember, low is good for this system. Artillery support, we'll look at that in a moment. Unsupplied, no one's unsupplied. Across a bridge hex side. This is for the maneuver, it's +2. Well, they're not coming across a bridge hex side, but they are attacking into urban. And see, that modifier makes you think, ooh. Anyway, they get +2. So that's a net. So we're attacking into an urban hex side. And then we've got the armor effect. There's definitely armor and infantry combined against infantry alone. Is a -2, so it takes that to net -3. Okay. And then artillery bombardment. Well, this gives shifts. So all 3 of those are now going to fire. That's another 24. Let's add 1 air point to make it 25, which is the maximum. So that brings the air points down to 23 in total remaining. And those are the modifiers at the moment, 6 to 1. So low is good on the 25 column, a 6. That gives them another -3. So it's now -6, +2 on the artillery support. The Germans are going to maintain their air support of 5. There's no other artillery there. So that makes it a total of -4 at 6 to 1. That should do it, shouldn't it? Remember, low is good. You can't see that. Okay. That's a 1, which is goes to the maximum -2, which is D6 F4. Okay. There was no engineers involved, but so each 4, and it's only a D6, so that will only reduce them by 1 unit, 1 step. No engineers were involved this time, so they can't negate the 4. So there actually was only, even everything that they threw, D6. If that had been clear, there would have been 3 steps lost, because the clear or would have been 1 step lost. Start again. If that had been in the mixed terrain, which is this brownish. Defense for that terrain is 2, so that D6 would have been 3 step losses, but it's not. It's in the urban, which will therefore require only 1. So let me get my tray and put and they can choose. So that is the weakest unit. That is gone. Now you can see why it takes so much time. They've all fired. Okay, so that was the maneuver combat. Oh, and then the fatigue. So yeah, F4. So he's definitely fatigued. Holding up the Allies there. And then these two cross in for the assault combat. The Germans could fire. See if they could take a step off. Why not? With their air support. So they've got 5. They're going to use 1 point. Because it's a 1 to 2, then 3 into different columns. So he might as well use the 1 to 2 column. And if he gets a 5 or less. Wait a minute. This fire is not step losses. It's right. This is where the artillery gets a little bit confusing. Right, any unit that's moving in and is fired at by defensive bombardment, which in this case is the mighty Luftwaffe, the defense of the terrain is not the defense of the hex. It's always classed as 2. So to get that on a 1, I was looking at this as steps. So that would have been a 5 or less, but it's not steps. Then it's against a defense value of 2. So they're going to need to throw 3 air into it to stand a reasonable chance. So that will leave them 2 air remaining. Okay, so now they need a 4 or less to actually cause one of those Allied units to lose a step. 4 or less. They don't get it. The Luftwaffe missed. Okay, so now the German unit there gets to fire first. As it's defending the hex. It's not simultaneous unless an engineer was involved. And we saw what happened the last time they used an engineer. So the Germans firing with a defense value of 6. Now modifiers. He is fatigued. That's +2. He's attacked across the bridge. That makes it -1, so it's +1. No, that's it. He's infantry. Yeah, that's no effect. Okay, so he's got a +1. He's got 6 defending, a 4 or less. He rolls a 1. It becomes a 2. That's 1 step loss off the Allies. Take it off the Airborne. Okay. Now, the Allies are attacking with 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Attacking a urban hex is +2. But we have infantry and armor versus infantry only is a -2. So that cancels that out. So that's it. So it's a straight roll on the 7 to 10 table. 12, 13, 14, 15. No, the 11 to 14 table. No, the 15. 12 plus 3 is 15. That will put them on the 15 table with a straight roll. Low is good. You could barely see that. I'll drag that across. This is code 2. That's 2 step losses, which will end the garrison's defense at Veghel. So they're gone. So it's a fatigue marker. There we go. Well, that took everything, as you can see, that the Allies had. I'm still not 100% certain that this attacking across here is legit, but it doesn't help me any other way. So to keep because if it wasn't, I can't see there was any way they could take that hex. So I can't see any reason why they can't fire it across. They're not, and then they're assaulting across the bridge. Maybe they should get that +2 modifier. across a bridge hex side for treat that as across a canal hex side. But you know, this is a playthrough. Let me know if you know. And the bridge wasn't blown, so the bridge is in good order and will stay in good order. Okay, that was the only combat. So we now go into the mech phase, where, right, well, these guys are going to go screaming down the road, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring them with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still out of supply in this phase, so, but we need to put him down here, back here again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's stacking limit. 3, 6, yeah. So they can move very rapidly. As you can see, they can move quite a distance when there's no bloody Germans in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, okay, so this artillery can't move. These guys, this is all, yeah, all those tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't go further. Stacking limits. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't even fire this one, did we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, is that overstacked? It is indeed. Okay, let's put that back. Back on hex. And mark him as first fired. Because I know he can move without being marked first fired. So this artillery here that's final fired can't actually move. But considering it's that stuff anyway, it can't move anyway. No, it's not mech. Combat motorized. Now these guys can, but they will then be marked final fired. Half. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So they're now marked with final fired. So they can't fire in defense, but I can't see the Germans attacking around here. These Germans is all about time delay. I mean, tactically, if it's massively to their advantage, but no. Okay, so that's all the mech. It is indeed there. There is no Allied mech over this side. So that's it. That's the Allied player turn complete. Over to the Germans. Okay, German turn. We have I've just mentally done it. Initial phase, supply determination. Pretty much everyone's supply apart from these boys in here. Yeah, well, there's bridge redone now. The Allies are looking okay, so that unit I removed his out of supply status. So yeah, so that's that part done. There's bringing in units and reinforcements. So these guys that can be placed and this is from last turn, could be placed anywhere from here right the way through to here. Well, I'm going to bring them in here to reinforce this area because this is the next big fight, isn't it? Yeah, I think the Germans might be falling back to the woods rather than holding Uden, because Uden by itself, no. The big question is, do we blow? We now have an engineer here. I think we blow the Great Bridge if we can. So, okay. So there's no, oh, there is a few. So there's reinforcements coming in here, and there's a few, which were this turn's actual reinforcements coming in over here. Okay, but then to the movement phase. So let's look at the front line. And what do we do about this bridge? We can definitely blow it. We have an engineer on one side, and engineers, Germans, bridges. There's a special rule on bridges. Okay, the German player may attempt to destroy any bridge on the map anytime that he has units, one of which must be an engineer in both hexes adjacent to a bridge exercised during the German regular movement phase, which is bang on where we are now. To do this, he spends the entire movement allowance of each unit and rolls on the bridge demolition table. If the bridge blows, place a blown bridge marker beside the bridge. Note that failure to blow the bridge in this manner does not preclude the German from trying again in a latter turn. This method is the only way the German player can destroy the highway bridges at Grave, where we are now, Nijmegen, and Arnhem. Blown bridges may be repaired by Allied bridge building engineers. Right, so let's attempt to blow that bridge. Okay, so looking at the bridging table, okay, it's a 1 to 3 is a success, 4 to 10 is a fail. Doesn't seem to be any modifiers because it's got engineers or anything like that. So low is good. 6, they failed to blow the bridge at this time. So I'm going to place treat that as marked move. There we go. And we'll have a little garrison do that. Mark move. There we're right. The other 2 units I can't see doing that much, but they could come and assist over this area. Okay. So we want to move these guys back to the defense line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, that's the maximum speed of the artillery. So now, as I say, we want to form a defense in and around Uden. It's got the best defense because it's a supply source, but these guys are getting supply from here as well. So let's see what we can actually do. It's again dependent on the quality of the units, isn't it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're going to send this guy out. Or are we? So okay, so the Allies would be able to come with this guy, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but then he'll be out of supply. So it could be out of supply contest, couldn't it? Right. We don't want to lower the quality too much. Okay, so this artillery will come back. It's got a range of 3 on it. 2, 3. There we go. So with that artillery, what we got up here? Okay. 1, 2 to there. Giving them tanks is a good idea. Actually, that will go up. 1, 2, 3. Armored and infantry support. Hmm. 1, 2. Okay. These guys are not much good here. 1, 2, into grave. Then we can release 1, 2, 3. Those guys to there. 1, 2, 3, 6. Send some anti-tank guns down here. Okay. We know that the Allies really can't attack grave with the paratroopers unless they want to risk being attacking out of supply. Yeah, the rest of the line is held. This bridge is blown, isn't it? Yeah. So no attack across. Well, an engineer. Oh, he's a combat engineer. He's not a bridging engineer. Okay. Right. So these guys coming down to assist. So they start there. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. More tanks. 5, 6. Oh. Do you remember the stacking limit? Okay. All right. So that's that part of the Germans done. Now this little baby. Again, until the weather gets foul, they're not going to be attacking here. However, at the present moment, the Allies have still got 23 uncommitted air points. So we're going to still have the Germans bombarding these guys. But what's the stacking here? We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I think we can move him to there. You can move from one zone of control to another. Okay, what we got here? All right, so we'll move him to there, which then means we can move him to there. Got any more infantry coming in? No, we've got any tank guns though. There's 6. They're all starting there. 1, 2. Yeah, let's put him there. And this artillery 1, 2. He's got a range of 5. So he's not greatest battery. It's only 2 points, but there we go. And he's moved. So he's marked. Well, let's move him to there then. 2, 4, 6. There we go. So he has first fired. And obviously these batteries haven't. Another anti-tank gun. 1, 2. Whereas zones of control do not extend into urban. So that's 2. 2.5. Then into there. Oh, actually, let's move him into there. Okay. Is it worth attacking up here? All right, let's try. So that's 1 and into there. 2, 3, 4. We've got at least a decent unit there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll do. I'm not sure if that attack will go in, but that'll do. Okay. Do we move this back? Oh, he's fine there at the present moment in time. We could send some more troops. Go on then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. He can go reinforce him. He's not doing anything on this side of the bridge at the present moment in time. Okay, so that's that. German movement completed. Right, announcing German combats. There isn't any here, or here, or here. So it's all in and around 1st Airborne's area, isn't it? There's no point attacking here until the weather's clear. But they will bombard, but we still have to declare other combats. So depending, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think that's going to be, it's not going to be an assault, it's going to be maneuver combat. Okay. Over here, thing is, once you declare combat, you must do it. So I'm not sure that's a good idea at all. I mean, the quality is not great, is it? It's not just the odds, it's the air power. But the Allies have, so got 23 air points still remaining. Where do they use them? And they've got an artillery. That's a good point. They've got an artillery there. And they've got an artillery here who is in range of that. Do the Germans go in? Well, they're not doing anything sitting on their butts, are they? Okay. So, yeah, they're all going in. Okay. So there's no assault combat. We will start off with an artillery barrage in here. So we've got, so we'll mark with first fire. So that's 5, 8, plus 8 is 16, plus 6, 22. 22. Well, actual fact, if we don't use that 6. Right, so let's move that out of the way. So start that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 8 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. So we don't fire that. Fire that. He will then be marked with final fire. There we go. He's final fired. He's first fired. He hasn't fired. Okay, got there in the end. That takes us to the 18 to 24 column. Okay, we need a 3 or less to cause a hit there. Finally, all right, 1 hit. Take out some of the attack assets. There we go. 1 step. Yeah, the defender can choose who they exposed. Okay, so that's the artillery. Now the actual combat. So let's start looking at this one here. So they've got 3. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to work this all out and then give you the. You don't want to see me counting up numbers, surely. Right. So with the odds, there's 28 combat factors to 7. So that's 4 to 1. There you go. The German quality is 7 to the Allied 5.6. So that increases the odds to a 5 to 1. Then we've got the die rolls, the DRMs. Okay, now, bring up the table here. So, no one's fatigued. Attacking from 3 or more hexes? No. Artillery support. Well, the Germans have got one more artillery, which is 6. So they're bringing that into the fray. There we go. That's 6. And they've got 2 air points remaining. It takes them to 8. So they're all on the 7 to 12 column. This is to get DRMs, 7 to 12 column. They're all a 5. That gives them a -2 DRM. So it's 5 to 1 with -2. However, the Allies have got quite a bit of air support and artillery. So they've got this artillery here. We will now first fire. That's 6. And they'll put in, let's take it to the 13 column. So they need another 7 from their 23. So 23 take away 7 leaves 16, is it? Yeah, leaves 16 remaining. Look how far gone. Okay, 16 remaining. So they've got 13 firing. Remember, low is good. So let's move those out of the way. Oh, well, they've got a nice juicy one, which is +4. So that's 4 to the DRM. So it's 5 to 1 at the moment with a -2 and a +4. So that's artillery support. No one's unsupplied. There's no terrain effects directly. Armor effect. We do have armor and infantry going in. There is some tanks somewhere. And assault guns are classed as armor. There we go. But there's only tank assets. So it's our infantry and armor versus infantry and anti-tank is no additional effect. The anti-tanks nullify that. So that's the modifiers. So we have 5 to 1 with a +2. Low is good. 7, 8, 9 at 5 to 1. That's a little D1. Okay. The D1, the D means that the defender must retreat. Defender fires the number result by the terrain defense value. Terrain defense value, that is wood, so it's 3. So it's no losses. But the D side, so that was bad roll from the Germans. The D side means they've got to retreat 2 hexes, or they could take a step loss to retain there. I think they need to retain there. So they will take a loss on. Can they take one of that anti-tank asset? They can. So it's a degradation rather than a mutilation. Okay, so moving up here. Now not looking so good, is it? Okay. And the Allies have still got 16 air support. So that's 6, 10, 13, 17 to 7. It's 2 to 1. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. 2014, yeah, 2 to 1. The Germans just cannot get the strength here. But quality-wise, 5 plus 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 as well. Divided by 4, quality is 4. Allied quality is 6.5. So it's not enough for 2 column shift. It is enough for 1. So it takes it to a 3 to 2 column. Can't really show that on a single dice because it's definitely more than 1 to 1. So it's 3 to 2. And then the Allies chuck in their artillery support, which will be that one there, first firing. That's 6. And they got 16 remaining. 16 plus 6, 22. Okay. This could be a lot of DRMs against. 22. They roll a 7. It's 2. It's +2. Any other effects? Attacking from 3 or more hexes, yes. No one's unsupplied. It's not urban. No. Armor effect, no one's got any armor. So it's a 3-2 attack with a +1 on the dice. Low is good. 2 becomes 3 at 3-2. That's actually not bad. D1, F1. Okay, the terrain is wood, so it's not going to affect anyone, but they must retreat or take a step loss. Again, they want to hold the ground, so they will flip. Their anti-tank assets are being scratched away, and 1 unit's fatigued. So, actual fact, the dice roll saved the Germans there. G1, F1, so 1 allied unit is fatigued. Well, that's going to be removed fairly shortly, but there we go. Okay, that's the German attacks. We now have the... Did forget to move a German unit. This is one here. I'll move him anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming down here. Right, it's the mech phase. He moves into there. Any mech phase here that we want to move. Oops, clear that up. Quite happy with that situation. Units that are fatigued or adjacent to an enemy unit can't move anyway. So that solves that problem, doesn't it? Okay, mech over here. We want to have each hex have some tanks. This guy can't move back unless he abandons the guns. He'll be swamped. He might as well try and get out of dodge. Bye-bye, guns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he can't quite get into that wood hex. You know what? I'm going to allow that because he could have moved there at the end of the move. If I'd have thought a bit more about it, he would have moved there in the movement phase to get there. It just stops. Sorry, guns. Oh, yeah, not much I can do about you. Okay, I think that's pretty much the end of their mech. That brings the end of the turn, doesn't it? There's nothing else. Mech phase. Advanced game turn marker. Well, September 20th in the morning. Okay, well, that will be resolved in the next video. So let's go back up to the top and see. Well, let's have a chat. Okay. I don't know how long that line in front of Grave will last. Obviously, 30th Corps got to get through it, or say the Guards Tank Division, and then there's still the bridge. Gives the Germans multiple attempts to blow that bridge, so which is slowing up their getting to 1st Airborne. The Germans got lucky on the attack on the top there, but it's minimal, the actual losses. The Germans can really only start hitting there once the Allied air assets are out of the equation. The weather's been good so far. I mean, historically, it wasn't. So, I wasn't so good on the first day was, yay, 18th. I'm not quite sure about the 19th. I haven't double checked that, but probably it would too. You can't account for the weather. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. If you can do the usual housekeeping for YouTube, the likes, the subscribes, it all helps the channel. And yeah, until next time, play games, have fun, buy internet.